Hello Ghana, hello world. You're welcome to another exciting episode of She Is, the show that seeks to empower women all over the world to believe in themselves and set out to achieve their dreams despite the challenges that life throws at them. The show is proudly brought to you by Smile GH Photography. Smile GH is a production company that is very good at taking all your production needs. You can contact Smile GH on 024 0081 636 or 026 10 89 346. You can also follow them on all social media platforms at Smile GH Photography. The show is also supported by Templessy Court. Templessy Court is a home away from home. If you want a place to relax with the family on a normal day, on a normal weekend, Templessy is the right place to be. Templessy Court is located inside Jowulu, right opposite the Embassy of Equatorial Guinea. You can contact Templessy Court on 030-2791-815 or 0244-292520. My name is Richmond Opon. After the break, we'll introduce our guest. Welcome back. If you just tuned in, you're watching She Is. On the show, we interview established women of honor who have risen through the ranks despite the challenges that they have been through. And today on the show, we have Miss Fatimatu Abubakar. She is the Deputy Communications Director, Office of the President, Jubilee House. Hello, Miss Fatimatu. How are you?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Very fine. Who is Miss Fatimatu Abubakar?
Thank you. I'm youth. I'm 33. My aspirations, my dreams have always been that I want to dive deeper into academia. I would love to teach in the future. As it stands now, I believe I would like to teach law. So every academic effort has been towards preparing me to take up that role.
Now, why law?
But I'm excited about law. Everything about the country is about rules and regulations. It's about rule of law. Everything that happens in this country, although you have liberties and all, even those liberties have to be guaranteed by the Constitution or by other enactments in one way or the other. So I believe it's one area I also find exciting. So I said, why not? Let me study law. Let me specialize in one area, maybe up to the doctorate level, and get to teach at any of the faculties in the country or abroad. I'm a Kusasi girl. I'm from Garu in the Upper East region. I was born and raised in Kumasi, Moshizongo to be precise. And I studied my basic education and secondary all in Kumasi, Bokrom MAJHS Block B and Kumasi Academy respectively. So all I have wished for is to be an established entrepreneur and also a law lecturer. And I've always worked towards achieving that role, and I'm still on that course. Yeah.
Growing up, who did you look up to?
I found so many people, especially on TV, very interesting, especially women in politics. So I'm not surprised myself that I've landed in this kind of role, because those were the people I was always thinking, oh, I should be this person one day. But first of all, I looked up to my mom. I was raised in a low-income community, so to say. In the Zongo communities, you know the kind of housing, the kind of social amenities that are available there, the kind of opportunities that are available there. So growing up in such a community, the first person that I found as a role model was my mom, because she had successfully operated a chop bar in the community for so many years. Since I was born, I grew up in the chop bar myself.
Wow.
So for a woman to be in a particular business and succeed at it for almost 4 decades, I found that very interesting. And to also have the strength to educate her kids and have every single one of us go up to tertiary level, post-tertiary level, I thought that was something that I could look up to. And for someone who was not educated herself, to find education that interesting and to think that if she is able to give her kids education, then they can go places in this life. So I've always looked up to my mom. But I also found a few politicians very, very interesting, like Mama Pat, Honorable Patricia PAJ. When I was in the high school, secondary school at that time, Kumasi Academy. She was the NPP's parliamentary candidate for Asawase constituency where I used to vote. And I was just excited to see a woman wish to take up space, a woman wish to contest in a community where the culture, predominantly the culture there suggested that we should have men as leaders. And she had the impetus and she had the zeal, the energy, and the resources to contest in such a community. I found that very interesting. And subsequently, I've found so many people, I've taken so many people as role models because I find them inspiring. Like the second lady, Aja Samira Baumia, I look up to her at so many levels, in so many ways that I can't even explain. Nana Konedu Ajima Rollins, Dr. Joyce Aye, Mrs. Rebecca Akuffo Addo. Yes, it's a tall order. And it is so because my generation is a very lucky generation. We have the benefit of seeing a lot of accomplished women in politics. Maybe it was not the case in the years past, but we are beneficiaries of women who have sacrificed, who have put themselves out there. They have laid the foundation. Now there are footprints. We cannot say that we did not meet any path. We didn't know how to go about it. Because especially with the advent of social media, new media to be precise, you have access to information about people you never even dream of meeting in real life. And to get a little opportunity to have a glimpse into their own lives, I think is something that I cherish.
Now, what was your personality? How would you describe your personality growing up?
If my childhood, I had a normal childhood. I had very loving parents and very religious parents. I was raised in a Muslim home and in an Islamic community. But one thing that people would remember me for in my early days outside politics was sports. I was an athlete. I played netball at the junior high school. Wow. I played basketball at the senior high school. I played volleyball, hockey and handball for the University of Ghana. University teams and the hall teams. I was a captain for Akuffo Hall. Wow. I played in a lot of tournaments. So I thought in the near future I was going to be.
Was there a stereotype about Muslim women, and was it widespread?
There was one thing I realized, you know, there were stereotypes, but the stereotypes were not born out of knowledge or study of Islam or the Quran. It was born out of socialization and other cultures that have influence on the religion based on how we grew. So people will tell you that a woman is not supposed to do this, a woman is not supposed to do that. And now that I have the benefit of studying the religion, reading my Quran, reading Hadith, and the benefit of perusing other documents to authenticate some of the things that I heard growing up, you realize that they were not based on any facts or any research or any authority. They were just speculations, or they were just, you know, cultures that have some sort of influence on the religion. So growing up, I thought, okay, a woman is not supposed to take a political appointment. Women are not supposed to lead in anything. So I thought. But with the benefit of hindsight, I know that was absolutely false.
Now, what influenced your political ambition and how did it all start? Tell us about it.
You know, when it comes to politics, just like anybody who finds themselves in public life, you would realize that experience counts. And those who are yet to pick up experience, who are yet to make mistakes in front of the cameras, will not be able to survive the political terrain. Because this is a field where people are really critical of whatever you do. Any mistake a politician makes is a big deal. It doesn't matter if another person who is not in public life makes. It should tell you that a lot of grooming and preparation goes into training one to become a politician, or a successful politician to be precise. I had the benefit of taking up leadership role all the way from my basic school. I was a head girl from primary to JHS. When I went to Kumasi Academy, I was the SRC organizing secretary, and I was also the vice president for the Writers and Debaters Club. You would look at some of those opportunities as very insignificant in the scheme of affairs, because as it stands now, you've taken up some managerial roles, you've taken up some other important roles, so you think those don't matter. But those were the very bricks that we needed at the foundation level to give you the confidence, to help you to discover yourself, your interests, and what have you, so that in the future you will be able to say that this is what I want to do. And over the years I have perfected my act, and I will say I'm a beneficiary of all those opportunities in my childhood, and also the mentorship that I received from a lot of organizations that went around tertiary institutions to educate people about women taking up space.
Now, we know you were an aide to the president, the then president, when before he became president.
Yes, when he was a flag bearer.
How did you meet the president, and how, in what way did you help him become the president now?
I was in TESCON.
Okay.
At the University of Ghana. I was a TESCON member, and I was a JCR vice president for Akuffo Addo. So I was quite known during my university days. You know, when you post your posters all across camp, you litter the whole place, and you go around door to door seeking votes and all. Yes, you build some popularity of a sort on campus. So I was a TESCON member, and I had that role as well, and I was quite known. And being someone who recognized with the NPP, it gave me the opportunity to meet other people. So right after TESCON, I got the opportunity to serve at the National Women's Wing under Otiku as a secretary to the Women's Wing. And I got the opportunity to work with a lot of party people. From there, I moved to I was there for almost 4 years, yeah. And then I moved to the Danquah Institute to work as a secretary again. And also I became the programs coordinator at Danquah Institute. All this while I had other jobs on the side. I've not at any point in time done one thing. So I probably have one of the most confusing CVs that you ever come across.
A whole lot of things.
Yes, yes, because when I get an opportunity, I want to take up another responsibility. Exactly. And I think it has helped, especially now that I'm in politics, because I have respect for time and I know how to prioritize the things that matter and those that don't. So from Danquah Institute, I was still doing party communications. I had started in 2010 speaking for the party on smaller radio stations and online platforms. And subsequently, I got the opportunity to join the Greater Accra NPP communications team and then the national communications team of the NPP. So I took every opportunity to speak seriously. I researched, I consulted, I spoke to many people who were above me in terms of the quality and skill when it comes to public speaking and communication. And I took all those advice and I put it in myself so that I can be a better communicator for the party. And I believe that work was recognized even before I met the president in person. Although I had seen him on campaign platforms, once a while you get the opportunity to shake hands and all that. But in 2015, from Danquah Institute, I got the appointment as a campaign aide to the then candidate, Addo Danquah Akuffo Addo.
When you met him?
No, I had met him already. Okay. But those were like party people. We always go to his house. We get the opportunity to shake hands. But officially to sit, to engage, and to work for him was in 2015, yes.
All right, so we are talking to Ms. Fatimatu Abubakar. She's the Deputy Communications Director for the President, His Excellency Nana Addo Danquah Akuffo Addo. After the break, we continue the interview. Welcome back. Before we went on the break, our guest was talking about how she met the president. All right, Ms. Abubakar. Okay, so what do you love about your job as the Deputy Communications Director?
Information. The amount of information you get is invaluable. And for someone who wants to get as much knowledge as possible for my future academic endeavors, I believe access to information and the ability to communicate those information to the public and get feedback is something that I cherish. And I take every opportunity to make myself available to media houses, go on political talk shows so that I get the opportunity to interact with Ghanaians and get their feedback.
You think this is the best career decision that you have taken?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't think I would have changed anything in my path. And I am grateful, first of all, because I don't know a lot of 33-year-olds who've had the opportunity to launch their political careers the way God has blessed me to launch mine. And I believe it's something that God planned, not my plan. Because as I said, I thought I'll end up in the classroom, I'll end up in academia, and I had already taken up the responsibility of teaching at remedial schools. I was teaching government and history. Wow, and so CRS at Glory School, yes. Because I thought all I wanted to be is to be a teacher one day. So when I get the opportunity to teach, I wasn't going to waste time to talk about money, how much I'm going to earn from the job. I thought the experience that I'll gain from standing in front of students was worth more than I could ever bargain for. I love the fact that I'll get the opportunity to serve, first of all. Most importantly, because life is about memories and about legacies. And although I had always dreamt of ending up in the classroom, to make my small contribution to impacting the lives of many students who would have the opportunity to pass through my hands, like I did in the past, where I took up the job of teaching at Glory School Remedial School. As I was teaching government, history and CRS, and I had to educate myself so that your students will go and write NOVDEC and come with very good grades. And the fact that they even understand what you are teaching and you see their scripts and they are able to absorb all that and give it back to you is fulfilling enough. But I realized that there is nothing bad about getting the opportunity to impact on the lives of as many people as possible. And that is the kind of platform that politics gives you. So to get the opportunity to study government policy, to get the opportunity to train under a lot of accomplished Ghanaian writers, accomplished Ghanaian politicians like Elizabeth Ohene, to Oboshi Kofi, a lot of them, the women who have really left footprints when it comes to publications in the newspapers, when it comes to political communications and all that. I thought this is an opportunity that I'll die for, not to think of God just blessing me with it at this young age. So to get the opportunity to get all those experiences and build the memories with people like that is something that I cherish. And also to do my work diligently and ethically for other young people who are coming up to one day also say that, oh, okay, for Fati to come from Moshizongo and do this work so easily, I think if I put in the work, I can do better. So if ever I get that kind of reference once in my lifetime, I'll be fulfilled enough that I was able to inspire another young woman to do so.
As a woman in such a position, how do you use your platform to empower young girls or even women like you? How do you empower them?
I empower women by I think first of all, the kind of brand that I have. You get so many platforms. You can't be shabby. You can't go on platforms disorganized. You can't go on platforms unprepared. You cannot portray a female leader any better way than the way you portray yourself. Because already we don't have a lot of women in high places. So it puts that kind of burden on you to deliver a certain standards. Although for men, no standards are required. And I think it should be the same for women too. But in our current dispensation, we don't have the benefit of that. So when I get the opportunity to serve or any platform to serve on, I want to portray that yes, women can do it. And I am doing it easily, without effort. I'm doing it effortlessly. To portray to the other young woman that, oh, if Fati can do it, you can also do it. I don't just do that on political platforms. Usually, I've been to the University of Ghana Political Science Department for the Aposagwi celebration to talk to the women at the department. I've joined Elevate Women's Network. I've spoken on a lot of platforms where there is the opportunity to bring young women together. Mostly when I talk about young women, I'm talking about women my age or my cohorts or maybe a decade behind me because I am young myself. So I try as much as possible to let them know that it does not take anything to get you up there, but with the grace of God and hard work. And it is all about referencing, because when you get the opportunity to serve under anybody and you show them that you are credible enough, you have integrity, you are somebody that they can rely on, they can give you a job and go to bed and wake up with everything executed very well,
Now,
then
speaking
it will
on
give
that,
the
people have the
opportunity.
assumption that, you know, aspirants promise people that help them to get to wherever they want to get to positions. Let's say I tell you, okay, I want to become president, then when I become president, I would make you this. What is your opinion about it? Is it something that you think should be continuing?
It's a double-edged sword. It's not a question that requires a yes or no answer. The reason being that, you know, from where I am sitting, it is not lost on me the kind of effort that goes into contesting an election and winning one. It takes so much effort, especially when it comes to funding an election campaign. People go to the extent of selling properties, taking loans, doing all manner of jobs. Someone will work their lifetime just to raise enough funds to put together a team, get the logistics that is required to take up a political office. And also the kind of mentality that we've built in the country over the years, that everybody in politics is wealthy, which is also a wrong, it's a very wrong assumption, because to be a successful politician, you must be resourceful, not necessarily wealthy. So these are individuals who are able to go round to look for the best brains, the best business people who support their endeavor, the best people who have strategy and all that. And when they get to office, they can only have as much as is available from the consolidated fund, from IGFs, limited resources generally. And the expectations are usually very, very high. And with those kind of expectations, vis-a-vis the amount of funds available and all the promises vis-a-vis what you are supposed to do within a specified period of time, is something that is a lot to deal with. But I think as politicians too, it dawns on us to be honest with the people, tell them reasonably what we'll be able to achieve and what we can't at any cost. Let them know that it matters that you have someone who goes to the office, maybe goes to parliament or any other elected position and will listen to you more than someone who will bring A, B, C, and D, because they may not always materialize. And for me as an individual, I've always committed to delivering what I have promised people, what I have promised my superiors, and also what I have promised people who have given me a mandate to do something. And it's an example that I have picked up from the president, and I intend to keep every promise that I make as a politician. Wow. Any reasonable promise that I make. It also means I'll make reasonable promises if I have to.
Sure. Now, what are some mistakes you have made on your way getting to where you want to get to? What are some of the mistakes that you have made? Do you regret any of them, or do you just move on? If it was a mistake, or just move on?
I always think that there is no single human being who is infallible. Mistakes are bound to happen. For now, by the grace of God, when it comes to politics, I don't know of any grievous mistakes that I have made yet, or at least they haven't come to my attention or to the attention of the public. And I pray as much as possible to continue on that path of not making so many mistakes. And it also means that I have consulted and prepared before I take every single step, because we cannot afford to make mistakes, because people vote for you, they give you the mandate because you know how. It doesn't mean you will always be right. And when that kind of confidence is put in you, it's such a burden that you cannot afford to make mistakes. And I know a lot of politicians who don't have the track record, who you will even Google and may not even find a lot of bad stories about. It means that they have been consulting behind the scenes, they have been washing their dirty linen behind the scenes, they have been working on their human relations so that when things are not going the way they are supposed to, they get reasonable and level-headed people to point to them that I believe you could have done things better. Yes.
Now, what advice, what do you think, what habits do you think Muslim women should learn from you?
Not just Muslim women. Zozi got a very big platform on Miss Universe, and she made the most important comment that means everything to every woman around the world, to take up space. So I will not even belabor that point, that we are in a moment in time, a period in our lifetime, that we should encourage women to take up space. The women you meet in crèche, the women you meet in the primary school, the women you meet in JHS, they are the same women that this nation has churned out. And these are the same women who have sat in the classrooms with the men. What changes? There shouldn't be anything different from people, a set of people being discriminated against after receiving the same socialization, receiving the same academic opportunities and qualifications, receiving the same platforms. And then when it comes to delivering, taking up opportunities to serve, when it comes to time to shine, to show to the world that we have the integrity, we have the intelligence, and the conduct to deliver in a certain way that will be satisfactory or that will meet the expectations of the general public. And then they will say, no, a woman cannot do it. Why? There is no basis for that. So anytime you ask a why, you won't get any favorable, any satisfactory answer. Let me put it that way. So we should encourage women to take up space. I know it's not always easy, especially when it comes to political space. Mostly they come by elections. Elections means resources. And resources also means that you should be able to put funding, people, and all that together. And sometimes it boils down to one thing, the women's economy. Then you look at how many women have the means in the country to invest in that venture that has so much uncertainty at the end of the day. If you have a sister who over the last 10 or 15 years has been a housewife, and she aspires to be a member of parliament, or she aspires to be a president, and her spouse is not supporting her, how does she move from a place where she hasn't mobilized anything, where she's not being able to put herself together to the extent of standing on her own when others say, no, you cannot move? It's a difficult situation. So we need to encourage women, not only in political leadership, in corporations, to take up space. Don't settle for secretary when you can be a CEO or when you can be a board chair or anything. When people are lobbying, you also have to lobby. And I believe, especially now, there are a lot of female Muslims, not just Muslims, I won't even limit it to Muslim women. There are a lot of females in Ghana my age who are professionals. You'll find surgeons who are youth, you will find doctors, engineers, you will find lawyers, journalists, artists, actors who are very accomplished at that young age. Then you need to give them that little push to say that it is not enough to stay in your comfort zone, but to come out there to contribute when it comes to decision making. And that is what matters most when it comes to empowering our women.
As the communications director,
A deputy director.
Deputy communications director, have you ever felt your opinion or your opinion being judged? You felt I gave an opinion and it wasn't accepted, or they thought I'm a woman or something like. Have you ever felt that way?
Fortunately, I've not had such an experience. There are a lot of women in politics who have had other experiences unlike mine. I've been lucky enough. My boss, Eugene Ahen, he's a gentleman, he's level-headed. We've worked very well so far, and it's a matter of public knowledge, his demeanor and anything. So I've not encountered such situations. But there is also the situation where people generally have certain stereotypes about women in politics. And we've heard them over and over again. I don't even want to amplify those stereotypes. All that I can say is that these are the same women that you have at home. These are your sisters. There are no breed of women coming from anywhere else and taking up political office. They are the very women that we live with. So what they have become, the women that they are, their confidence, everything boils down to the way we have raised women in this country. And I always believe that we can do better. By imbibing in young women, you can do better. You can be a head prefect, not necessarily head girl, you can be head prefect overall, so that such a girl will grow believing that she can be president one day, you know, encouraging young women that, you know what, You have to be hardworking. There is nothing like tokenism. People will not look at me and say, Fati, your face is pretty enough, so come and take up this opportunity. Because there is a difference between a politician and a successful politician. There are people who reared their head in politics and they were not there for even a year, or not even for a political term. Because when it comes to opportunities, anything at all can give you the opportunity. But it will take your own integrity and hard work to survive in those positions. So if you intend to take up a political career for the long term, it also boils down to self-development. That you should invest in yourself, educate yourself, get the exposure, which is good. Make your mistakes behind the scene, correct those mistakes. Come out portraying a kind of woman that we want to see in politics. Yeah.
You're still watching She Is. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You're still watching She Is, and today our guest is Miss Fatimatu Abubakar. She's the Deputy Communications Director at the Office of the President. Miss Fatimatu, what is your greatest strength as a woman?
For now, I will say God. I know God. I've discovered God. I know God in a special way. It helps me with my self-esteem and confidence. I don't look over my shoulder when I'm taking certain steps that I've really prepared for. Even when there are negative comments coming, I take them in good faith, because I know I have the guidance to do the right thing. And secondly, I think I have found my voice. Every woman needs a voice. You should be able to stand up for yourself first. You should be able to speak for yourself first. There are times that there may be an injustice, there may be anything against you, and people are looking on. They want you to take the first step so that they will urge you on. If you're a woman, or if you know of a woman, or you are raising a girl child and you don't teach the person how to speak out or speak up for themselves, it's a very difficult situation, because all this time, if anything happens, they are waiting to get approvals, to get the authentication of other people, when they are supposed to have the confidence in themselves to know that, as for this thing, I think I've hit a jackpot. A woman should be able to execute something and say, wow, I'm proud of myself. I've done it very well. Get the grades and say, wow, I worked for this thing. I'm really proud of myself. You don't always need to wait to look over your shoulders to see who is there or what people are saying and all that. So I believe finding my voice has given me the confidence to sit on any TV platform with anybody, any communicator, irrespective of the political party, any experts on any platform, and be confident in my own research, the information available to me, and how I am executing or delivering the message to Ghanaians with respect.
For someone who's so passionate about entrepreneurship, what other businesses do you do aside the office work?
I have a company. I have a couple of companies. Okay. I was into shea butter production. I did it for over 5 years.
Wow.
Yes.
How was the journey?
It was good. I was doing very well. I was doing very well, and I haven't given up on that. But I felt, once again, I was talking about self-development. I felt I should take up some courses in cosmetology so that I'll be able to add value, not just buy containers and then fill and put perfumes, or, you know, I thought I really want to do well in the cosmetic industry and also in the food industry. And I've already experimented. I've run successful businesses in those areas in the past. And sometimes, now that I have political office, I have other engagements that will not allow me to see to all the things at the same time. And you need to prioritize. A normal day, interestingly, those who know me, maybe my household, they will tell you that they don't remember the last time I slept.
Wow.
They see me in the house, but they don't remember the last time I slept, probably in the last 1 month.
Wow.
I'm up every night till morning. If I have a show in the morning, maybe I'll sleep for 2 hours. I can't remember the last time I slept before 2 a.m. in the past few years. And yeah, sometimes I'm concerned for health reasons. And as and when I get the opportunity during the day, I try to take a nap. Sometimes you will see some leaders, I saw this person sleeping on TV. It should tell you one thing. Maybe they never slept for so many days. They never slept. And seriously, there is a cliche that, oh, sleep is for the dead, sleep is for the weak in our local parlance. But trust me, when you have so much on your shoulders, sometimes the last thing on your mind is to sleep. Because sometimes the 24 hours in a day will never be enough. But as a woman, I think it's about priorities. I have prioritized family. I have prioritized my education. I have prioritized my political career. And I think that's just about it, and my religion. So these 4 things are the things that take most of my time. I am able to strike a balance, allocate time for all those things. If I'm missing out on my books, maybe I have to stay 2 nights straight to catch up, you know. And sometimes it's a difficult thing. But if you find a balance, none of those aspects of my life should suffer because of the other. So I try as much as possible to save time, to make time for all those things. It affects my social life most times. I don't get to do a lot of things that young women my age will get to enjoy. And that's fine. I'm a happy person. I love to dance. I love to do a lot of the things.
Oh, you love to dance?
Yeah. I love music. I love entertainment. I follow. I love everything.
Who's your favorite artist?
Artists. Maybe if I can choose 3 or 4.
Give us 3.
Okay, 1 I'll say Stonebwoy.
Why Stonebwoy?
2 Kiddy. I can sing almost every Stonebwoy song. I'm a fan. And then Shatawale. And I fell in love with Shatawale because of Bulletproof. It's become my favorite song of all time.
Give us one line.
No. I think that's too much. Yeah, but I wasn't a fan before. But since Bulletproof, trust me, is my all-time favorite. I think I can't remember the number of times I've played it on YouTube. Or all-time favorite, seriously.
Wow.
Then I love Kiddy and Kim Promise. Yeah, okay. Kiddy because of his style. I love his personality, his performance. I go on Links Entertainment on YouTube and I can play his songs back to back. And Kim Promise, he's a very humble guy. We've had 1 or 2 encounters, and to think that someone is growing with that who has that talent is also humble, and the kind of demeanor that he has, I think he will go places. So my top 4, yeah. Okay. Stonebwoy, Shatta, Kiddy and Kim Promise, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Coming back to entrepreneurship, what would be your advice to young girls who want to start a business, but they do not have the capital, they do not have any support from anybody? What would be your advice?
Yeah. I ever spoke on a platform at Lancaster University, and I told the girls that, do you know that it is cheaper to get a land in Ghana than to get an iPhone 11 Pro Max? Said, really? I said, yeah. And I said, you can inspect my phones. They haven't been a priority. If I'm investing that much in a mobile phone, I should be making money from the phone. I'm not a model. I don't have an online store. I'm not doing skits and putting them on Facebook and making money off those skits. If the phone is not fetching me that much money, then it is not worth my investment. Then I'm better off going to Garu to look for a land, 4,000 Ghana cedis, or going to Equiapem Mountains and getting an acre to do cabbage farm or what have you. Every investment must reap something in return. I don't spend my money on useless things. So if you're an entrepreneur, don't think that when I have 10 cedis and I go to Katamanto to buy a top and I sell it and get 20 cedis, the 10 cedis is my profit. You don't have profit yet. Wait until, put it back in the business and reach where you really want to be. If you're able to reach that place, then subsequently you can spare some few coins to enjoy. The enjoyment shouldn't come from taking money and spending on material things. The enjoyment should come from the accomplishment and the fulfillment you get in the fact that you set your eyes on this thing and you've been able to achieve that. So when I started my shea butter business, everybody in Domain Norway, they know me. Every herbal shop will sell my shea butter. Every pharmacy shop will sell my shea butter. I salon, and I go there myself with my degree in psychology and my second law degree. And at that time, I had a political exposure already. If you like me because I was speaking for NPP on TV or radio, the next thing is to lobby you to buy the share butter. And business-wise, I was doing so well. And also to respect your audience if you are in the arts industry, and to respect your customers if you are into production, because you may undermine them at your own peril. Don't insult their intelligence. Don't think they don't know what they want when they chose you. They always knew what they want, and you need to know that kind of hook and always invest in that to expand your base. So I'll tell people to invest in their businesses. Don't think I have enough already. Now you will see someone start a small savings and loans, they get about 100 200 customers, all of a sudden they want to be celebrities. You want to rent a fleet of cars and line them up on the street. You want to go for funerals and give the biggest donations for people to see that, you know what, yeah, me too, I'm a big boy in town. These are people's monies. They are not your profits. So when we start getting the fulfillment from being able to accomplish the things we set out to achieve, it will help us a long way, rather than thinking of acquiring more material stuff and getting people to see that, okay, this is what I made at the end of the day. So I will encourage people once again to invest in their businesses, to invest in themselves. Yeah.
Now, what have you sacrificed to get to where you are?
A lot. Family time. People don't know how lonely it gets as you progress to the top. You lose a lot of people along the line. And most importantly, family. I'm a community child. I was raised by a whole Zongo community. I was raised in a compound house. I was raised among a lot of people. I'm not used to living alone, spending time alone, being by myself all the time. You would wish that you are always eating in the same bowl with people. You miss those memories. I'm even nostalgic talking about those kind of things. I love to be around people, but sometimes you just need to give up and grow. And the growth means that you have the balance and getting to allocate more time to a lot of things that you've set your hands on, or something you've set your eyes on to do. So I miss time with my family, my extended family especially. I have a 7-year-old. We spend quality time together. I spend quality time with my family, but not as much as I wish I had. My friends, I've lost a lot of friends, because you can't go to Afrikiko on a weekend for a sitting, to go for live band. You can't be dancing. You can't hang out as much as you want to. But everything has a price. And when you set out to do a lot of great things, you need to look out for the things that matter and allocate your time to those things.
Now we are about wrapping up. What would you advise to young women who want to set out to achieve their dreams, but because of whatever challenge that they went through has affected them and then has, kept them in a shell?
I will tell every young woman in this country and around the world that whatever you believe in, whatever faith you have, you were taught that God created us in his image and likeness. God is a creator. He's an inventor. He speaks into life. He's an artist. You cannot be a creature of God and say you lack talent when he created you in his image and likeness. It is about time that you find out what your true passion is and what you can do to better yourself and grow. Don't sit down and say, no, I don't think I can do A, I don't think I can do B. Or don't allow people to speak negativity into your life to the extent that you believe you are not capable of anything. Who are you? God created you. And you should be able to identify one thing that you can do and succeed at it. So I will encourage young women to identify their passion, their talent, and immediately don't think about the money. At a point in time in my life, I said, even if I was going to work and not get paid for it, I was willing to pay somebody to employ me, because one day I'll need the experience and I'll need the exposure, and it is not something that money can buy. Even if you come from affluence. For example, I know girls who did not even complete SS that I once gave opportunity to hang around me, people to work with at the office. Over a period of time, you realize that, okay, they can photocopy. Over a period of time, they can type. Over a period of time, they know how to use a computer. Over a period of time, they can receive letters. They can do so many things. Then later on, they tell you, you know what, I think I want to write mature entrance exams and do a diploma or degree. That's huge. So you cannot have the benefit of your parents investing in your education, and after a degree you are home, you've not gained any employment, and you've not attempted to do anything for yourself, and they say NAPCO, you say no, only 700 cedis, what will I get? It can't even pay for my TNT. They say youth employment, so only 800, afforestation, you say only 1,002. And someone will come to you, Aja, I'm really in need, I need a job. Please, how may I help you? And you think you have something, some advice for the person, and even willing to put in a few hundreds of cedis for them to start something. Say, can you get me a job at GMPC, Cocoa Board, NPA, or Gapoha? You know? And you ask them why. Say, oh, they pay well. The money is good. You cannot reap where you haven't sown. And especially in our world, even in the Western world where opportunities are scarce, our reality is that we don't always get what we want. But as we sit here, whatever is available to you, you need to make good use of what you have. And I'll say that God created you in his image and likeness. So your moves, your steps, your thinking should reflect the God who created you. And get to do something for yourself, get to do something with your hands. And I always tell people that I proclaim that I'll be successful, and I'm not surprised. Whatever success means to me, I think I will be. It's not about money, it's not about the limelight, it's not about politics. But because I believe God created me in a way that he has set me up for success, I think like a person who is supposed to be successful, and subsequently take steps that will help me achieve my goals. So I will encourage young women to really be out and about. They should be up and doing, so that one day they will also reach where they want to be. If you get a good husband, it's complementary. If you get a successful family, it's complementary. If you get social support, it's complementary. But it starts with you. You better do something for yourself.
Wow. You better do something for yourself. Miss Fatima, your final words.
My final words is that I will say that I'm grateful to the president and to every individual who has given me an opportunity. My teachers who have taught me. I said that I'm a community child. I'll repeat that once again. I'm an embodiment of all these feminist groups, all these NGOs, their efforts from SHS today. People are teaching me, people are calling me, they are correcting me. And I can only be grateful for all those inputs, because I'm only a reflection of the investment that they have made in me. And I cannot even begin to claim that I have done anything for myself, but to say that the people did a very good job, and I appreciate that. And I thank God for their lives.
Wow. Our guest is very grateful, and she has said it all. After this break, we are going to the smartness level segment. We'll be right back. Welcome back. So on the smartness level segment today, we want to find out how smart Miss Fatimatu Abubakar is. You know, she's always with the president writing stuff, so we want to find out. Hello. Miss Abubakar.
I hope this is not...
when you were in school, position, 1st to 10, where were you?
Sometimes first, sometimes second.
Then you are smart.
Yeah. Academically, yeah.
Very smart. Okay.
I'm an A student.
Okay. So, on this segment, we have 3 questions.
Okay.
And then if you're able to answer all the 3, we give you something.
Okay.
If you're able to answer 2, consider. But if you're not able to answer, you just go like that. So are you ready?
I hope so.
Okay, the first question.
Okay.
What goes up and never comes down?
Hey, what goes up and never comes down? Talking about gravity. Age, maybe.
Your final answer?
Age.
Hey, you are smart. Give me 5. Hey, this woman is smart.
Hey. I hope I'm correct.
That's correct. Okay, your second question. Second question. How would you call a woman that always knows where her husband is?
A woman
that always knows where her husband is. You can call, hello, Mr. Abubakar, where's your husband? Oh, he's here.
Wow.
She always knows.
That's an interesting one. I should have consulted my mom before coming here. She always knows where my dad is. Her eyes are wide.
So she does. So, what do you call that woman?
A name or a phrase, or what do you want me to say?
I mean,
A woman who always knows where her husband is. She has her eyes on her ball. This is difficult.
should I help you?
Maybe.
It's a widow.
Oh, this is so sad.
You know, you can just, hello, where's your husband? Oh, yeah.
Oh, but there are women whose husbands are still alive and they know where they are.
You always know where your husband
is.
There's no.
So until a man is in a grave, you wouldn't know where he is. That's sad.
He could tell you he's here, but he's somewhere else.
No, but some of them, genuinely, you always know where they are.
Okay, your final question.
Okay.
Final question.
Okay.
What can be broken but never held?
It can be broken.
Yes, but never held.
Hey, bruh, this is your question there. It can be broken.
Yes, but never held.
A heart? Is it about love? Is it about
No.
promise?
Your final answer?
Promise.
Hey, you are smart. Hey. The woman is smart.
Hey, bruh.
Let me give you a bonus because you know when you test, don't forget it wrong. Let me give you a final.
Hey, no, the questions are difficult already.
Final one. This question. Okay, so you wake up one morning and then in front of your door, you realize your cock has laid 3 eggs.
Cock lay eggs? Hen?
The woman is smart. All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me,
And when you
Richmond.
come on the show, we do not leave you to go just like that until we have something beautiful.
Thanks for having me. Having me is enough. I appreciate your platform.
I've really learned a lot from
Yeah.
that you said.
And you are so smart yourself. I was just your line of questioning, everything, the depth of the question. I really appreciate it.
Okay, so there we go. You helped me. Are you ready? So this is for you.
Oh,
Okay,
don't make me cry.
So appreciates you. Thank you for being an inspiration, Fatimatu Abubakar.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate this. I'll keep this in my living room. I'll keep it and enjoy it and cherish it. Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right, so that's a wrap. It's been another inspiring and powerful episode of your favorite show, She Is. My name is Richmond Opon Frimpong, and the show is proudly sponsored by Smile GH Photography. If you want the quality events captured, look no further. Smile GH is the best people to call. You can contact them on 024 0081 636 or 026 89346. The show is also supported by Templessy Court. Templessy is a home away from home. If you want a place to relax with the family on a normal day or a place to have that conference meeting, Templessy is the right place to be. You can contact Templessy Court on 030-2791-815 or 0244-292520. Thank you to Miss Ofe Biaramatu. We are very grateful. Until then, see you next week.